Hello there, my little fluffers. What you're about to hear is actually a show that I did about 4 years ago for the old oil house, the Lock-In. I thought it would be quite a good one just to get out here as a little satellite show, just because we're going to be looking into doing more things like this as time goes on. But this is a group of three people, sitting down and playing through a fighting fantasy book. If this is something that you guys would like to hear us do more often, let us know. There is going to be an RPG show coming in the not too distant future when I've got the time together to sort that out. But outside of that, yeah, I'll not waste any more of your time, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Lock-In from 2015, I think. Maybe 2014, crikey, no idea. I've been doing this for far too long. Alright, enjoy the rest of the show. Take care, guys.
From laps with your four wins. Laps from his mountain.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, dear listeners. As always, I am Gruffy, your host, and I'm going to put my co-hosts through the gauntlet this evening. Oh, yes, I have been waiting for this for quite some time.
Oh dear. Is that why you made me wear battle armour?
That's why I've taken away your trousers and replaced them with squirrels. Eek, eek, eek. They're after your nuts.
They bite.
Does it taste like hot coffee?
They nearly made me spill my coffee.
Oh no! Squirrels! Formate. That was meant to be formation, not formate. That's like
Squirrels, assemble!
Thick the squirrels. Well, as always...
No furries.
Pardon? No Furbies?
The furries.
Oh, furries. At least it's Furbies.
Those two. Somebody put a furry hat onto one of the posts in town, and from where I was stood behind the counter, it looked like somebody had just sat a Furby on top of one of the posts.
It was just watching, always waiting. I'm Batman!
My brain's not working very well today, I don't think, because when you said furry hat, I just presumed that there was a specialist hat that furries wore. And I was like, what the fuck's a furry hat? If it's here.
No! Take me with you!
I welcome death.
I welcome death. No.
Nope.
Nope.
I can't be seen. I still see it.
That's still Scar's hammer.
Oh, good, because I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I love it. So, with me today is Mr. Chaos Enver.
Hello.
Hello.
Here's a caller with questions. I listened to our one again the other day. I forgot how much I made everybody laugh. Considering it was recorded at the back of the room and everybody else was at the front of the room, and all you can hear is the hissing of people's laughter because they're trying to be quiet, including Mr. Chaos and his own.
It was quite funny, that.
I'm dying to do another one.
You should do a retrospective one, or a...
Yeah, think of 50 questions. Actually, yeah, I've got an idea. I'll talk to you about this off air. Okay. I've got an idea. Because I like the question corners.
But I want to do more of them, it's just at the minute, I just don't have the time.
I know the feeling well, man. I know the feeling very well. But, yeah, well, I've got something in mind. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
And also we have...
Well, Bill.
Superstar!
A fucking superstar. Do we really have superstars?
Oh no, I'm not talking in wrestling. I'm just talking in general.
All right.
You're a superstar.
I'm a big ginger bastard.
You're a fucking superstar, mate. Right?
I'll still be a big ginger bastard.
Yeah. You big fucking ginger superstar.
Bastard.
You bastard superstar, you. Look at you. Fucking superstar. Love you. You fucker. And as always, it's me, Graffiti, your host and friend. And what we're going to do tonight is quite good. We're going... Tell me, when you were a kid, did you ever have a fighting fantasy book? A choose-your-own-adventure, if you will?
Yes, I've still got a few of them at my flat.
Yes?
Yeah.
Which ones did you have?
I had Warlock of Firetop Mountain. That's the only one that sticks out in my head.
Okay.
By Steve Jackson. I think
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got a load of them at the flat because I went through a load of books that were at my mum's house, and I just got rid of a load, and I've kept a few of those.
Well, as somebody who's then played it more than Rob, who has not.
I got told off in school for playing it.
What is a choose-your-own-adventure book?
It's a book for really interesting young men who have lots of friends that come around and play with them, where you don't have to sit on your own with a book, choosing whether you die on the next page. No, choose your own adventure book. It's exactly what it says. It's a book where you choose your own adventure. You encounter it. It's like a role-playing game.
Yes, single-person role-playing game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before video games existed.
They existed, they were just, yeah.
It's one of those books where it's like, you know, if you wanted to walk down this path, turn to page.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the books where you keep your finger in the page as you scan through, so you go, I didn't take my finger out the page, so I don't have to die, really.
So, does that give you a hint of what we're about to do?
Make Billy relive his childhood.
Kind of.
Is this going to be like Creepy Christmas Uncle Terry?
It's not going to be
In
far
book
off.
form.
Because you see, my friends, we're about to enter
50 Shades of Grey.
The
Choose Your Own
Forest.
Adventure.
the Forest of Doom. For on my phone, I have the Forest of Doom. Choose your own adventure.
Right.
So we're going to play this.
Oh God.
Now, because there's two of yous, you're going to have to make the decisions of what we're doing together.
This is going to be like Zodiac out of WCW, which only answered the words yes or no, and just says it both over and over again.
So, I'm looking forward to how this is going to work out. This is going to last about 10 minutes, I know it is. So, The Forest of Doom by Ian Livingstone. It's a fighting fantasy book, and we're going to play it now. So, first of all, we have to roll a character. I'm just going to load it up now. Adventurer, play the Forest of Doom exactly how Ian Livingstone designed it. That's what we're going to do. We won't go for the hardcore hero. So your stamina... 5, 6, 7, 8. Your stamina is 20.
Yay!
So Rob, you remember that. You have a 20 of stamina.
Oh yeah.
And
Giggity giggity.
Your skill is 10. So you remember that?
Oh, so stamina 20, yeah?
Yep. Skill of 10.
So
And your
I'm
luck...
not, I'm not that good, but I can last a long time.
And you have a luck of 8.
Sounds about right.
And you can take a potion of skill, which restores skill points,
Points.
a potion of strength, which restores stamina points, or a potion of luck, which restores luck points. Which would you like?
Look's really low. I think we should take a look.
Okay.
I'll agree with you.
So yeah, you have a potion of fortune. And now you begin the adventure. You are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you are content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fears for you, as you are a skillful warrior with your low luck and high stamina. You are well practiced in the art of slaying evil men and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person.
This does not worry you, as you both are happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days hunting, eating, and sleeping. It is evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on an open fire, you settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword, skewed into the ground by your side. You gaze at it, wondering when you will next have to wipe the blood of some vile creature from its sharp edge. There are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. As the flame of your camp gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming, green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear the loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? Slowly, you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from, and carefully pull back the branches to see a little old man with a great bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his bald head, and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-clad torso. I'll get them, don't you fear, Gillibrand, he says. The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Billeg, considering that's the word he continuously repeats, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps to the ground, and then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you as he starts to shout, "Look out! Ambush! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Save the dwarfs!" His eyes half closed, and his pain seems to ease a little as the delirium subsides. He speaks to you again in a low whisper. "Help us, my friend. Take the hammer to Gillibrand." We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer, ambushed by the people, the little people. Take the map in my pouch will guide you to the throne, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you to find the hammer and take it to Gillibrand. You will be well rewarded. He opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. Who is Gillibrand? Who is Yatsrobo? What's all the fuss about the dwarfish hammer? Who knows? Tune in next week to find out. You reach over to the still body of Bigleg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside, you find 30 gold pieces and a map.
I'll be in the boot day tonight.
Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which await you for returning a hammer to the village of dwarfs. You decide to try and find the hammer in the Darkwood forest. It's been a few good weeks since your last good battle, and what's more, you are likely to be well paid for this one. And there's a picture of a map.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely? With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken seems harsh. Having taken back the blanket from poor Bigleg. Seems harsh.
Dead.
Also, didn't say that you gave it to him, so that seems really harsh. It's like you walked over and went, nah, you can't have it. In the morning, you bury you left the dwarf there all night, you bastards.
No.
In the morning.
There comes, eat the corpse.
Nice.
I won.
In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the map, look up to the sun and find your bearings. Whistling merrily, because you've buried a dwarf, you head off south at a good pace. Eager to meet this man Yatsutomo and see what he has to offer. Now begins your journey. Your walk to the tower of Yatsumo takes a little over half a day, and you arrive dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood some 50 metres from the path you've been following, it is difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist, and Bigleg had not been speaking wildly in his delirium. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine. You realise the loud bong invades a deep silence you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of animals or birds to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending the stairs inside the tower. A small wooden slot slides open and 2 eyes appear. "Well, who are you?" demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you are an adventurer in search of the master mage Yaztomo, and intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood. "Well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you better come up. I'm Yatsumo." He turns and climbs the stone stairs. Will you follow him up the stairs, or draw your sword and attack him.
Just follow him up the stairs.
Yeah.
As much fun as I really think the other one might be, I think we'll go up the stairs with him. Is it Christmas in this?
No,
That's okay, we'll follow him upstairs.
it's summertime. You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armour and all matter of strange artefacts, including a £10 black nobbler. Yatsumo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair, suddenly sounding like Sean Connery. He reaches into the top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these in his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from the table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. You can buy a potion of healing, 3 gold. A potion of plant control, 2 gold. Stillness, 3 gold. Insect control, 2. Anti-poison, 2. Holy water, 3. Ring of light, 3. Boots of leaping, 2. Rope of climbing, 3. It's different to a rope of tying.
Yeah.
Can't tie with a rope of climbing.
No.
Net of entanglement, 3. Armband of strength, 3. Glove of missile dexterity. I shoot my glove at you. 2. A rod of water finding, 2. Garlic buds, 2. Headband of concentration, 3. Fire capsules, 3. Nose filters, 3.
That's a lot of information if you've got.
Buy the glove. I don't know what it does.
I'm actually really tempted to buy the glove.
The glove and the headband. I think we need to make this an 80s adventure.
Get the glove and the headband.
Okay, so you've bought the headband of There you go, you've bought the headband of concentration. Hang on. And the glove of missile dexterity. It's a purple silk gloves that helps the wearer throw accurately, apparently.
Right.
I think we should get some holy water.
Okay, some holy water. Useful against undead creatures such as ghouls. Potions of healing.
Yes, probably a good idea.
A potion that will fix a physical injury or increase stamina by 4.
What else? Bug repellent or what was it?
There is a boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement, armband of strength, rod of garlic finding, rod of water finding, garlic buds, fire capsules, nose filters, plant control, stillness, insect control, and anti-poison.
See, it sounds like you should just buy everything.
Yeah.
Do you want me to see how many of these things you can buy?
No, because we'll buy like a load of shit stuff. They'll be like the gun of killing everything that we miss.
Well, I don't want to get the boots of leaping because you'll go through the entire thing calling us backdrop ladies.
Son of a bitch!
Armband of strength.
Yeah, go with the armband of strength.
Increases the strength of the user's arm when worn.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't tell you how much by or anything along those lines.
How much dough have we got left?
I don't know, it doesn't tell you.
So I'm going to read out how much each thing was. The headband.
So the healing was 3 gold.
Yep.
The holy water was 3 gold.
Yep.
The armband of strength was 3 gold.
Mm-hmm.
The sexy glove of missiles was 2 gold. And the 80s headband was 3 gold.